Many years ago, in a faraway land of Cathay, there lived a prince who hated Santa Claus. He was a jealous and ugly man, and whenever he heard of Santa, he flew into a rage. "How dare you mention that man's name?" he would shout. "He's a fraud. He wants people to love and esteem him, but deep inside he's mean and stingy." Well, the prince told these lies because he wanted people to love and respect him, and he knew they loved Santa instead. He wanted his subjects to think he was a great prince, but everywhere he went, people said to him, "You're just mean and ugly. You oppress us. You take instead of give. Why don't you can't be more like Santa Claus?" But the prince didn't want to change. He wanted to get rid of Santa. Finally, in desperation, he started to develop an evil plan. He would totally discredit Santa, and then people wouldn't let Santa come into their homes anymore. And then he'd have no choice. They'd have to look to the prince for their needs instead of that horrid Santa Claus. Well, the next day, the prince dressed up as Santa Claus. He put on a red suit, black boots, and a white beard, put on a white wig and a red hat. Then he walked into the town. "Hey, look, there's Santa," the children would say. Everyone crowded around the prince. "We love you, Santa," the people said. "We're so glad you came to our town." Well, the prince sneered at them. "You're a whole lot of stupids," he said. "You're begging around me all the time. I can't stand you. I spit on you." And he spat on them. Well, the children were confused, then angry. They began to chase the prince out of town. "Don't you dare show your face around here ever again, Santa," they shouted. Well, the prince gloated in his success. He tricked the people into hating Santa. The next day he went into another town and again fooled the people. On the third day, he went into a third town. He was met by a very intelligent little boy. "You're not Santa," the boy said, poking his finger up the prince's tummy. "Of course I'm Santa," the prince shouted. "Now get away, you little brat." He tried to push past the boy to a crowd of people who were standing, but the boy held his ground. "Santa doesn't have red hair sticking out from under his white hair," the boy said, "and his beard is real." The crowd looked closer. "He's right," they said. "The little boy is right." Suddenly they surged towards where the prince was standing, and before he could escape, they knocked him to the ground, stripped off his hat and his hair and his beard and his boots and a red suit, and they gasped amazed, "It's the prince!" The little boy whispered. They drove the prince out of town. And all the townspeople gathered together and drove him out of the country. The prince moved far away, raised many sons. When the sons learned of the mean things their father had done to Santa Claus, they were horrified. "We must undo this bad thing," they said. So they began to dress up like Santa and do wonderful, loving things to other people. The sons had sons, their sons had sons. Now there were even thousands of them all over the world. Every December they dressed up like Santa and tried to help other people. It's one of the nicest things about Christmas. Spotting a fake Santa, even though there are wonderful men, it's good to know the real ones from a fake. Fake Santas will have one or all of the signs. Just one sign isn't enough to tell you if it's a real Santa or not, but be polite. Even if you know he's a faker, he's one of Santa's official helpers. The 10 danger signals are, number 1, says ho, ho, ho too frequently or in a high, whiny voice. Number 2, has brown or black or red or blonde hair poking out from under a white wig. Number 3, wears red rouge on his cheeks. Number 4, wears a fake beard. Just pull on it if you're not sure. Number 5 is skinny or at least not roly-poly. Number 6 wears a cheap red suit instead of a heavy one woven out of wool or elf hair. Number 7 wears a black vinyl belt instead of a leather one and has white gloves over skinny fingers. Number 9, the pants are loose-fitting and are made of cotton or polyester instead of red wooger, has black galoshes, rubber boots, or shiny vinyl boots instead of the heavy, dull black leather ones. And now you know how to spot a fake Santa.